Looks like he's starting to clear his head a little bit.
Phenomenal times for the big boys to perfect with a right.
In the world of boxing, there are champions who've carved their names in history without ever tasting defeat. Legends whose names shine brighter than the stars in the ring. For them, being undefeated isn't just a title, it's a way of life. Today we're diving into the stories of these boxing icons with our top 10 undefeated fighters list.
Oh, great left hand. Oh, lovely left hook there. Left hand, the catch, it goes down.
Starting at number 10, Joe Calzaghe. This British boxing legend dominated the super middleweight division, where he spent his entire career. With an impeccable record of 46 wins and 0 losses, Calzaghe proved himself a true master of the sport. Over his career, he fought for a world title 21 times, living up to his nickname, the Pride of Wales. While most of his fights took place in the UK, Calzaghe made a lasting impression with a couple of big matches in the US in 2008, one against Bernard Hopkins and another against Roy Jones Jr. The Hopkins fight was a nail-biter, with Calzaghe pulling off a win via split decision.
The sweat slide. In the first few rounds, as though is more than possible. And they fight past the bell.
But when it came to Roy Jones Jr., he left no doubt, securing a decisive, unanimous decision victory.
Respect his power.
Good straight left hand by Calzaghe, 3 right hands.
Yep.
Now the round belongs to the Welshman. It's Joe who's doing the punching, and Roy who's having to cover up, hands down, and giving Roy every chance to land something big.
Spanning 15 years, Joe Calzaghe's career solidified his place as one of the greatest super middleweights of all time, and arguably the best British fighter to ever step into the ring. At number 9, Rocky Marciano, the undefeated heavyweight champ, the inspiration behind legendary movies, and the ultimate example of what a boxer should be. His record? A jaw-dropping 49 wins, with 43 of those coming by knockout. Marciano's tough childhood molded both his character and his fists. He hustled hard, taking on any job he could find, and tried his hand at different trades before stepping into the boxing ring in 1947 at 24 years old. Within just 5 months, he had already knocked out 4 opponents. He didn't just fight. He dominated legends like Joe Louis, Jersey Joe Walcott, and Archie Moore. After claiming the heavyweight title in 1952 by defeating Walcott, Marciano started slowing down, stepping into the ring less frequently. He successfully defended his title 6 times before retiring undefeated and transitioning into life as a thriving businessman.
I know they were not expecting. A year ago against DJ Smith.
At number 8, we've got Dmitry Pirog. This Russian boxer was born and raised in Temryuk, a small town in the Krasnodar region. With around 230 fights under his belt as an amateur, he earned the title of International Master of Sports. Known for his slick, strategic style, Dmitry picked up the nickname the Grandmaster and gained a loyal fan base, not just in Russia but also internationally.
Well, Andy Lee, you was right. Andy Lee, Jorge Linares. Yep. It happens to a lot of the great prospects. Yep. Amir Khan. So add Daniel Jacobs to the list that includes Andy Lee, Amir Khan.
In 2010, as an underdog, Dmitry landed in the U.S. to take on the rising star Daniel Jacobs in a championship bout. That night, Pirog shocked the crowd by knocking Jacobs out in the 5th round, cementing his place in boxing history. His performance was so impressive and unexpected that even the American audience couldn't help but give him a standing ovation. Over his pro career, Pirog fought 20 times, never losing a single match, and racked up 15 knockouts.
And Mayweather comes back effective with that. He's accurate when he throws it. And now he took, and down goes Chavez.
На 7-м месте.
At number 7, Floyd Mayweather, one of the GOATs in modern boxing. Floyd Money Mayweather is a 5-division world champ with a stack of records and accolades to his name. Yeah, some folks can't stand Mayweather's cocky persona, but let's be real. When it comes to pure boxing skills, the man set the bar ridiculously high for generations to come. His slick, defensive, counter-punching style, uncrackable. Nobody could figure him out in the ring, 2005 to 2007, and again from 2013 to 2015. Mayweather also racked up Fighter of the Year honors between 1998 and 2007. Total legend. Ranked 6th, Jimmy Berry. Jimmy Berry, an American pro boxer, dominated the ring from 1890 to 1899, packing in an impressive 72 fights during his career. His record? A jaw-dropping 59 wins, with 39 by knockout and 0 losses. That's right, undefeated. From 1894 to 1899, Berry held the world lightweight title, solidifying his legacy. Known for his ferocious fighting style and knockout power in both hands, he earned the nickname the Little Tiger. During World War I, Berry stepped into a different kind of ring, working as an army boxing instructor. He also trained soldiers in physical fitness and bayonet combat, proving his versatility outside the squared circle. In 2000, the legendary The Ring magazine honored him by inducting him into its Hall of Fame, a fitting tribute to one of boxing's all-time greats.
As Lopez in perfect position,
Green, who originally was a kickboxer, needs to do some kicking.
At number 5, Ricardo Lopez. The Mexican legend is one of the greatest fighters in the minimum weight class and ranks 2nd among all pro boxers for staying undefeated with the most wins. His record? A jaw-dropping 51 wins and 1 draw. Ricardo Lopez snagged world championship belts under WBO, WBC, WBA, and IBF. Nicknamed Finito, Lopez was famous for his signature move, a slick, long uppercut thrown with his lead hand. This punch was a game-changer. He could either knock his opponent out cold or lift their chin up perfectly to land a deadly straight right. His razor-sharp lead hand, combined with smooth footwork, made him a nightmare in the ring. Lopez was the kind of guy no one wanted to face, a dangerous and awkward matchup for any fighter. And here's a fun fact. During his entire pro career, Lopez hit the canvas only once. Unbelievable, right?
ramener la ceinture à la maison.
Ah, il prend des coups. Ja, ich habe einen völlig...
4th place, Sven Ottke, German pro boxer. Sven Ottke started his career pretty late at 29, but that didn't stop him from becoming a 2-time champ under the IBF and WBA banners in the super middleweight division. And get this, he retired undefeated. Ottke was a technical fighter, known for taking most of his wins by decision rather than knockouts. Out of his 34 fights, he won every single one, but only 6 of those were by knockout. Here's where things get a little controversial. Almost all his fights, except for one, were held in his home country with local judges and refs. Rumor had it, all Ottke needed to do was survive the fight, and the victory would be handed to him on a silver platter. Still, his record speaks for itself. Over his career, he defended his IBF title 21 times between 1998 and 2004, and held off challengers for his WBA title 4 times, from 2003 to 2004. In 2004, Ottke called it quits and walked away from the ring as an undefeated champ. Ranked 3rd, Terry Marsh. Meet Terry Marsh, an English boxer who grew up in a bustling family in London. As a kid, he was all about chess, even snagging a junior championship title. But life wasn't just about the board for Marsh. He's seen it all. From serving as a Royal Marine to working as a firefighter, his journey was anything but ordinary. That's where he earned his iconic boxing nickname, the Fighting Fireman. Marsh's pro career? Rock solid. He stepped into the ring 27 times, racking up 26 wins, 10 by knockout, with just 1 draw on his record. His biggest claim to fame? Becoming the IBF light welterweight world champion.
So far, Steve Smoker seems very focused on. He seems to have the boxing advantage. War.
Second place, Andre Ward. A lot of people see this American boxer as almost the perfect fighter, having one of the best careers in boxing. Even back in his amateur days at 14 years old, Ward made a promise to himself he wasn't going to lose. That tough loss in the final of the Silver Gloves taught him a lot. He started refining his own style and pushed himself twice as hard in training. Besides winning the 2002 Olympics and several amateur championships, Andre Ward made a huge name for himself in the pros. He became a champ in 2 weight classes, super middleweight and light heavyweight.
I think they've studied
find his style in the textbook, and he is heavy-handed. He doesn't tend to take people out.
His win over Carl Froch was a championship moment that earned him the WBC belt in middleweight and pushed him into the top 5 fighters, regardless of weight class. Then came a 2-year break. Legal battles with his own promoter and a string of injuries forced Ward to give up his title. In 2015, Ward made his comeback, but this time at light heavyweight.
Kovalev's power is it makes it such that Andre has...
Stronger, Max, but there's a good quick jab by Ward. Another good jab.
After taking out a few opponents, just a year later, he faced Sergey Kovalev, the reigning champ and the main star in the light heavyweight division. A shocking win and tons of controversy led to a rematch, which Ward also took, becoming the champion across 3 major belts, WBA, WBO, and IBF, all titles that Kovalev had held.
Yes, he is, although he's landing some big
Good hook by Ward. Holding on right now. Ward has a chance to knock him out with a minute still to go in the 8th round. And as he looked for space in the ring and looked for a chance to get away.
Ward wrapped up his career in 2017. In his pro career, he fought 32 times, with 16 knockouts, and went undefeated.
Let's see if he listens to his corner.
At the top of the list, Edwin Valero, one of the most controversial boxers to ever step into the ring. Valero had the potential to become a legend and one of the greatest punchers of his time. But due to a series of unfortunate events, that never came to pass. Early in his career, a young Valero was involved in a motorcycle accident that left him with severe head injuries. These injuries would later create obstacles for his career in the U.S., leading the promising boxer to sign a contract with a Japanese promoter. Fighting first in his home country of Venezuela and then in Japan, Valero went on to win the WBA super lightweight title and earned the nickname Dinamito. His stunning knockouts and records, 18 first-round KOs, could not be ignored, and one of the most influential promoters, Bob Arum, managed to arrange several fights for him in the U.S.
He's about to go again. Valero just in trying to finish him off.
Let's see if he listens to his corner.
And retreat, about 7 unanswered.
After dropping the experienced Antonio Pidalua 3 times in the second round, Valero claimed the vacant WBC title. He successfully defended it twice, making him the top contender for a showdown with Manny Pacquiao. The possibility of that fight was the talk of the boxing world, and Arum dreamed of matching up his 2 superstars. But things took a tragic turn. Old injuries and banned substances began to take their toll on Valero. Unable to control his increasing aggression, he tragically killed his wife. The following day, in a solitary confinement cell, Valero took his own life.